Do your thing.
Zack Sabre Jr. wins the New Japan G1 Climax. Fourth Gaijin behind Andre Hogan and Shitty Omega. Thoughts on the heir apparent to Will Ospreay's throne?
Heir apparent? Like
the person who's apparently taking over for Ospreay in New Japan because he's not there anymore.
Okay.
Will Ospreay was the biggest gaijin in the company and has been since Kenny Omega. And then, Ospreay left and now Zack Sabre Jr. The heir apparent.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I'm excited. I haven't seen the match. I'm gonna go back and watch it. I heard it was a just straight banger. If all goes to plan, if I'm not mistaken, Naito is still the IWGP World Champion, and I hope Naito holds on to it until Wrestle Kingdom. And I just want to watch Zack Sabre Jr. twist and manipulate every joint in a human body. He's been in New Japan consistently for 10 years. And
he came through their program.
Yeah, I love his methodical style of joint manipulations and stuff.
Al, do you have any thoughts on New Japan, the G1, and Zack Sabre Jr.?
I still think that is literally the worst fucking name for a tournament.
It's about horse racing, right? Like, that's where they took it from.
That doesn't make it better.
I know, but I'm just saying there is a reason. What would you guys think if they ditched the G1 and went back to like calling it the IWGP League or something like that versus calling it the G1 Climax?
It just sounds like a dildo.
It is the best. What does Matt call it? The best sexual finish in Japanese during the summer or some shit like that. Mm-hmm. Noah does the N1 Victory. Is that any better?
Maybe.
The G1 Climax and the N1 Victory. And then AEW does the Continental Classic. Those are the three big block tournaments every year. What do you think? Which is your favorite name? Continental Classic, G1, or N1?
The G1 Climax. Because I'm a Climax champion.
You're a Climax champion. You practiced your whole life for it, bud.
I have been known to climax, so.
It's not the same one, Ty.
Wrong one, Ty, buddy.
According to the Wrestling Observer newsletter, Brock Lesnar is still not able to be used by WWE. He could be a surprise by the Royal Rumble if things change, but as of right now, that would not be able to happen. So he is still not legally cleared.
Is this one of those things where... Ooh, I got it. This is a tough one. I'm going to kind of put you guys on the spot, okay? Kind of feeding off of what we were discussing with Alberto Del Patron. If he gets released of all things legally, and they're like, he did no wrong, Brock Lesnar is legally clear, okay? Are you going to be okay with him coming back, even though he was named personally in the Janelle Grant case? I'm asking.
I will never look at him the same.
Yeah, there's like I'm without. It'll be fuck Lesnar's back. Like I'm not gonna be like, oh my god, it's Brock Lesnar. Suck my dick and call me Sally.
Scouts was saying, tell Dave to go away. He's not reputable
He's
anymore.
not the only one that's saying this.
Yeah. But he did. He got himself tied up where he used a Reddit post as a reference sheet to AEW's net worth based on their TV deals. but then it came out later that it was written by a guy who doesn't work for AEW or Warner Brothers Discovery. He works in a marketing company adjacent to both those brands. So he had an idea of what AEW was making. And then Dave Meltzer used that as a reference and pushing point from sourced from fucking Reddit.
You ever seen Dark Side of the Ring?
Yeah.
Okay. You notice when they interview Dave Meltzer, he sits in his office.
Mm-hmm.
How the fuck am I supposed to trust a man that doesn't know how to have a filing cabinet?
That's true.
Or any kind of like fucking structure in his own office? Like,
I can't really say much. I have some organization to the office.
he has none.
On the bookcase, like some of that stuff, like we have organization. My desk, however, is typically a shit show 80% of the time. The stuff you guys can't see, and even some of it's starting to spill out, like my chips and my candy and shit and my Kleenexes in case I get a snotty nose. Or, you know, I want a G1 climax, like whatever. He also said Arthur died when he had not. I heard that as well. But what I heard about that was he had gotten word that he passed, but it was one of those weird, like he got told he was by somebody really close, but then he didn't ejaculate. That's kind of what it is, sort of. It depends on how big it is. If it's just normal, it's just me G1 climaxing. But for me to ejaculate, like it has to be like big. It's just science, Quan. Come on. Bridget said, I don't. She just doesn't even know. She's lost.
Well, when asked about SummerSlam 2025 being 2 nights, the WWE's response was only "stay tuned," but that another WWE source tabbed it as almost definite next year will be 2 days. So there's some mixed information happening.
Bo, how long have you and I and Scals been saying that the big four were going to go to 2 nights because all the other pay-per-views are going to be overseas?
Oh, we've been saying that for a while because it's happening. Yeah. We're watching it happen in front of our eyes.
It's almost a definitive thing, right? Like it's gonna happen. Do you think it's too soon? Do you think it'll be WrestleMania, then SummerSlam, then Royal Rumble, then Survivor Series?
Everything being 2 nights?
Yeah, because
I don't want the Rumble to be 2 nights. I like the Rumble as 1 night.
You think it's okay with the 2 Rumbles and then 3 matches just being done in 3 hours with like that? Yes. Versus doing a 3-hour pay-per-view 2 nights in a row with the Rumble being the main event of each night?
Yep. And keep doing them like you've been doing them. Put the women first 1 year, put the men first 1 year. Put the women last that year, put the men last the next year. Just like that. I like it.
Starting in 2026 with Mania, I don't think next year is 2025. That's what they were discussing, though, is that there have been some sources that have been coming out that saying next year SummerSlam will probably be 2 nights as well. I've heard that from some guys also that aren't Dave Meltzer, like some of my people. I mean, they're discussing moving it to 2 nights already.
Other than Mania, I see no sense in having 2-night pay-per-views. Like, it's really just a money grab at that point and unnecessary.
He says he knows it'll piss Minnesota off, but I hate to say it. I don't think WWE gives a shit about that kind of stuff. They promised them the first 2-night SummerSlam. Like, I don't know. Why the heck do we need 2 nights? They don't, but it's going to be a revenue draw because in 2026, WrestleMania won't be in the States. WrestleMania will be in London. In 2027, it'll be in Nashville. But the thing is that once they move it to London in 2026, the same night that the first 2-night SummerSlam is supposed to be, what's going to happen is they're going to have SummerSlam be 2 nights to recoup the loss of having that 2-day WrestleMania be in England.
Yeah.
Stupid.
Royal Rumble, Mania, and SummerSlam, I think, will be 2 nights by 2026. Survivor Series will stay at 1. My thoughts and opinions. I'm going to be at the Nashville one. Hell yeah. We're going to start renting out the extra beds to sleep in nightly for that trip. Bo and Nicole get the extra room. Everybody
and
else.
it did cost me sexual favors, so don't think I'm a free
all
rider.
before will be 2 nights, and then everything else will be international. I have a hard standpoint on that one, Scouts. I think that's my hard out. I think it'll be in place at the latest by 2027. But I did get that, hey, it's about to be coming. You know what I mean? Like, I'll sleep on the floor. You won't have to do that. You can sleep with Penny on the couch. I think that there's going to be that move happening soon. Yes.
WWE is thrilled with the reactions to Dominic Mysterio and Liv Morgan. They've received high marks for their chemistry on screen, says PW Insight.
I don't care about any other Dominic Mysterio's news. I will fuck everyone on screen for a room. You fucking right, you will, Quan. You goddamn right, you will.
Quan, your bed is in our room.
The cuck bed.
There's a little ottoman at the end of the bed right there for you.
It's like Michael Scott in The Office.
It's like Squeak from Basketball. Just slide him out of the drawer.
Fuck. Dominic Mysterio, the only news that mattered this week with Dominic Mysterio was his interview with Logan Paul for Impulsive. And I'm not putting that asshole over at all. But Dominic Mysterio made me a Dom fan from that interview, y'all. Some of the stuff he talked about, he discussed like being a kid and going through the match with Eddie Guerrero. He talked about working with his dad, but he always, anytime he referenced Ray, he made sure to call him, my deadbeat. And I was like, dude, that is awesome storytelling right now, is that he's able to do that. The Japan stuff, dude, that was awesome.
That was funny.
I liked how it was like partially like shoot, partially work interview. He talked about how like Vince wanted to suspend him in a cage. Yeah, that he was supposed to be suspended in a cage above the ring for that ladder match, but Ray and what's her name?
I can't remember his wife's name.
It starts with an A. It escapes me.
Somebody in the chat let us know. Angela.
Thank you. They put their foot down and Angie. There we go. It was a hard no that they weren't going to do that. He said he was like mildly traumatized by that whole situation. Like he's asked his mom several times, like, is Eddie actually my dad? He says he still questions it sometimes, even as an adult.
I think that was more shoot, but he made it a point to reference when he was a kid. He had the real life conversation with Ray and Angie, like if it was real or not, because at 8 years old, he couldn't tell. He wasn't sure. Like, and that's the perfect example of why kayfabe is important to pro wrestling, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, the Randy Cody interview was also fantastic, AJ.
When it comes to this whole Liv Morgan, Dominic Mysterio, and everything, I'm somewhat fed up with something, and it irks my fucking nerves. We can go to TNA and watch intergender matches.
Yeah.
But heaven fucking forbid, and come at me all you Rhea Ripley fans, that she's going to put her hands on a grown-ass man and they're not allowed to repercuss. There's no repercussion to that.
I think we might see some of that change when we get to Netflix.
God, I want to see. China and all these people, and I've heard this comparison of Rhea Ripley to China. No, here's one for you. I'll look dead in the screen for this one. Rhea Ripley don't hold a fucking candle to what China did in that ring, because China wasn't afraid to go out and scrap with the men. Not saying Rhea Ripley's scared to, but WWE damn sure making it look like it.
I feel like it's more of that they won't let her versus she's
Every other
Guaranteed.
major promotion, with the exception of AEW, has intergender wrestling, including AAA and CMLL both. CMLL might not still have theirs, but I know AAA has intergender tag team championships that are currently in rotation and working.
Yeah, because Britt Baker and Sammy and Tay had to give them up when she got pregnant.
Correct.
I would love to see Rhea versus Dom in a match. I'd love to see her beat the ever living fucking piss out of it.
I'm waiting for the Riptide.
Well, they give it away every Monday night when she does it to them.
I'm just saying.
I don't. If you're going to step out and have equal rights in the wrestling, make it fucking equal. Have fucking Carlito come out and backstab her when she's got Dominic cooked for the Riptide. Have Carlito slide in and backstab the shit out of that bitch.
She's already turned on Rhea. Carlito's with Dom and Liv.
No. They're saying like she only. He's saying like she only is the aggressor. She doesn't have any moves done back to her.
Oh yeah.
I just want it fair to be fair.
No, agree.
Yeah.
Fightful Select says AEW talent told them Tommy Billington, the Dynamite Kid, has signed with the company.
Great, man. I'm so proud for you. Tell me how fucking catering is when you're there all the time.
Bazinga. I think he's good, but I mean, again, I think he would be better suited to go to the Performance Center and learn from the WWE system, because he's not going to get the finesse that he needs for working for a big wrestling company working in AEW, because AEW is a wrestling show and not a television show.
You could have him go to NXT and team with Lexis King.
My God. And bring back the fucking British Bulldogs.
Well,
you got family history there.
Yeah, big time, dude.
He was offered contracts by both and chose AEW.
I wonder why.
I'd like to make a lot of money and not do anything.
I like AEW. TNA might be good for him. You're not wrong, Tim. I like AEW. I don't have anything against AEW. I don't think he needs to be in AEW, though, because he's going to get lost in the shuffle because he's not a big star. Tony Khan books his wrestling show for stars. The Billingsley Kid is going to be, at best, a mid-carder, and that's where people go to die in all elite wrestling, is their mid-card.
Jacob Henry, Mark Henry's son, signed an NIL deal, which means he'll be paid by WWE while he goes to college. So he's still going to play college ball, but once he's done, he's committed to WWE.
What was the other dude's name? The dude from Minnesota, the wrestler, Steveson.
Yeah. Now he's John or Bill.
Yeah. Is he playing in the NFL again?
He's a Buffalo Bill.
Yeah.
When was the last time we even saw Wardlow?
I don't even remember. That's what I'm saying. Like, I've been really high on AEW recently, and I think that's one of their biggest weaknesses, though, is that compensation of that mid-card, because you do have so many fantastic stars, and it's just hard to get all of them on TV enough. And that's no fault of anybody except for the fact that he's only got 5 hours of television on live TV.
Yeah.
Gable Steveson, Jacob Henry on the wrestling team too. They never push big guys. Stevenson to Bill's training camp cuts happen next week. Haven't heard anything on his progress. Thank you, Mike. Watch Rivet City Red Zone on Sunday mornings.
I don't necessarily. I understand why WWE put him under an IRL contract.
NIL.
Yeah. I don't agree with those contracts at all on a business aspect of it, because Lance Archer was just on TV, but I don't agree with those contracts for a business aspect, because you're going to pay him while he's in college. Fucking goes out, tears an ACL, blows his rotator, fucking anything, too many concussions. And you've spent all this money securing him for when he graduates, but you're not going to get any of it back in a return investment.
Maybe they're doing it as a favor to Mark.
Yeah, that could be it.
I don't know. They just, I mean, to me, it's just like keeping him from like going to the NFL after college. Like, you signed this deal, so if you're really fucking good at football, it doesn't matter because we have you and you can't go to the NFL.
I mean, that also could be it. Can also play in the NFL if he commits to going to the draft, says Mike. It's the MLB NHL draft. They get drafted and go back to college. All right.
According to WrestleVotes, there are plans to now rebrand the Judgment Day. Well, let me preface this. WrestleVotes put out this piece of news and then they like took it back. So I'm going to read it and then I'm going to read their retraction. According to WrestleVotes, there are plans to rebrand the Judgment Day now that Damian Priest and Rhea Ripley are out of the group. The leading candidate for the new name they claim is Street Trash.
Fuck that shit, dude. That is such a lame name.
WrestleVotes now claims that Judgment Day will not be rebranded after all, but instead will simply use Street Trash as a slogan of sorts, complete with merch concepts already approved. Like, really?
I mean, I get it, but I don't get it.
Yeah, apparently the new CEO of Ford wants to change the name over to fucking something stupid too. Why fuck with something that works? Like, if you were going to change the name, you should have changed it when you kicked Edge out.
I can tell you that when you file for your business license and you make a name for your business, if you want to change it, it costs you $300. I can tell you from experience. For you to legally change your business's name, it costs you $300, or to start a business completely. But that's neither here nor there. I do think that if Ford changes their name, that will be a terrible marketing decision. Maybe opening another brand under the Ford label versus changing the entire name of the brand. That would be a bad call.
I don't really know if Ford's doing that. That was just my
what the fuck is a Pure Fusion Collective? What's the stupid group name of all the females? Which one? Which stupid group? Which females? Which wrestling promotion?
There are a lot of them.
Is he talking about Sonya and
Baszler, Stark, and DeVille?
Which there were so many good names that they could have. The Pure
that's
Fusion
their name?
Collective.
That's their group name?
Yeah. There are so many more clever things that they could have been called.
The Stud Line is a great name for them. I like that one.
Who comes up with these names?
They have an entire creative department that does nothing but write names. Like, that's
Fire
their
them
entire,
all.
they have writers that do nothing but come up with names.
You got the Pure Fusion Collection. You got the Quarterback Kids.
The Quarterback Kids.
Whatever they're called. The fucking Power Rangers.
Yes, the Switch Hitters.
That's the win. That's the vote. They're officially called the Switch Hitters from here on out. Give Scals a cookie, ladies and gentlemen.
The Pussy Posse.
The Pussy Posse is a fantastic name.
The Real Scissors.
The real Scissor Gang.
Yeah, there you go. If you know, you know.
The Real Bang Bang Scissor Gang.
You can't say that on TV, Al.
I know you can't say pussy on TV.
But aren't they? Hold on.
They can't say
they're going to Raw.
Netflix.
Yeah,
they're going to Raw.
They can't say pussy on Netflix.
I mean, the Pussy Posse is.
The Pussy Posse is a fantastic name. I really like that.
Since Raw's going to Netflix, is there a possibility we'll get a Tiger King Raw collaboration?
Joe Exotic comes out on challenges Cody challenges.
We finally get the match we've all been waiting for since the pandemic. We get Joe Exotic somehow out of prison early, and we get Carol Baskins, and we put him in a Hell in a Cell.
Well, we just discussed the fact WWE won't let intergender wrestling happen, Bo. Is that the one that breaks the cycle?
Yes, that match is the only one that I will accept for breaking the cycle.
That's right. Caden and Katana, Disco Ninja Sex Party.
PW Insider updated their report on AJ Styles, saying it was decided midweek that he wouldn't be on the August night. That he wasn't going to be on the August night SmackDown as originally scheduled. Obviously, plans still call Styles to be back shortly as he be storyline before the 8/31 Bash in Berlin. I never really miss AJ Styles when he's gone.
I think I'm watching pretty much his whole fucking career. I'm okay with him not being there as much. He's already done what he can and everything that he is literally. If we want to talk about someone who's done everything you physically can in wrestling, AJ Styles is one of your front runners.
He's never won a G1.
I live here.
I live here. I live in Florida, Will. Florida thinks it's its own country most of the time.
No, that's Texas.
Texas is its own country.
AEW has plans to load up the All-In Casino Gauntlet match with interesting names, according to Fightful.
Fucking Glacier.
Dude, Glacier would be cool. He works for the company now.
He was in one of the first ones. He froze a motherfucker on the top rope.
Uh-huh.
Spit in his face. I saw it. You couldn't do that now after the pandemic.
They also said Daniel Garcia's AEW contract expires in October. While there's still at least one star who believes Garcia is staying, he hadn't re-signed as of last week. AEW wants to keep him, but WWE is also interested. PWN adds that Garcia is conflicted about which company to sign his next deal with.
You know what has to? You know what has to happen, Bo? If he decides to go WWE, you know what has to happen? Do you?
Probably what has to happen? Please tell me that.
He has to drop the PWG World Title because he's the reigning PWG champion.
Oh, he's got to drop the title. He defends every other fucking like the fucking Eclipse.
Well, in their defense, Crazy Dragon or whatever his name is, the dude who runs Super Dragon, the guy who runs
Super
PWG
Dragon and Excalibur.
Yeah. Well, he's on hiatus because his wife has cancer. So I'll give him that. That's why PWG is not running right now. That's a good excuse to not be worried about wrestling. I'll give them that.
Yeah, I'll give him that.
But if he does go to WWE, PWG will have to figure something out for that belt.
You know who the PWG tag team champions are, Will?
The Lords of the Black Throne or whatever.
Yeah.
The House of Black.
Yep.
They're currently the PWG tag champs. Yeah. Brody Lee and Malachi Black.
AEW, like everyone says, and this is how I feel about it. AEW, just like WWE, WWE's pretty much WCW and WWE picked ECW apart. It basically took all their top talent. AEW comes into the market, hires Excalibur, picks PWG people. And now PWG's just going, well, fuck, our dicks in our hands.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
They do have a really tough spot to be in, considering every one of their major champions are currently signed to AEW contracts. That's going to be real tough to book a monthly show and pretty much get all of AEW's roster to come in. Like, not only that, you can imagine how fucking expensive that would be for Crazy Dragon.
Yeah.
Go got Snapchat.
I don't think Garcia. I love Daniel Garcia's in-ring work.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he's. I don't. If he goes, go NXT, man. You don't have these. You have the talent. You don't have the star power to kick it on Raw or SmackDown right now.
You think he would want to go straight to the main roster and wouldn't want to fuck with NXT?
I don't know. He'll probably become fucking the mascot for quarterback kids.
Yeah, the quarterback kids are awful.
TNA considered running Bound for Glory in the UK this year before settling on Detroit. It's still possible they'll run shows in the UK next year. What do you think about TNA crossing over the pond?
I'm okay with it.
Yeah, me too.
I don't mean to cut you off, Will. I'm okay with it. I'm fucking proud of them because if you go back and look, when TNA was trying this, taking a shot on themselves, when they would go to Australia, when they would go to the UK, when they'd go across the pond, they were fucking sellouts. They were selling fucking places that WWE could sell. They are fucking huge over there and have always been.
They've always done good in the UK, says AJ.
AJ knows.
Love TNA. So I'm happy with them just winning. They need to come back to Nashville, though. I really want to see them live again.
I have a question.
What?
Why did they change their name to Impact?
Initially? Because they went from TNA to what was it, Bo? You know the history better than I do.
TNA Wrestling, when Dixie Carter bought in and bought Jeff Jarrett out completely, she claimed all the rights to the name. Jeff Jarrett went off, started Global Force Wrestling.
Correct.
Partnered back up with the Carters, crossed over. When Anthem took over full control of TNA Wrestling, they wanted to separate themselves from what Dixie and Jeff Jarrett did, but also keep the nostalgia and a trigger in your brain to tune in. So instead of rebranding to something, because they were supposed to, the story goes, rebrand to Global Force. It was going to be Jeff Jarrett basically going, I started another company, I'm coming back for my company. And Anthem, it got down to it, and none of that shit ended up working out. But Anthem wanted to separate what the Carters and Jarrett did to what they were about to do. So they just dropped TNA and went with Impact Wrestling.
Got it. Okay. Wrestling Purist claims the current plan for CM Punk versus Drew McIntyre is to work a strap match at the Bash in Berlin.
That sounds sexy.
Does sound sexy.
A
BDSM match in Germany.
Yeah, like that's. I wonder if they're allowed to go to the red light district while they're over there. Like,
God,
I
I
wonder if
hope
that's
so.
the thing.
That's in Austria.
Amsterdam.
Amsterdam.
I want to go to Amsterdam.
I just want to go smoke a bunch of weed.
But we smoke weed all the time, dude.
Yeah, but they do not. I can't go to like a Starbucks, get a frou-frou Alice drink. That's what they will now call to me. The frou-frou Allison drinks. Get a frou-frou Allison drink, and at the same time, while I'm ordering my drink, go, yo, by the way, can I get a 1.5 gram of Purple Haze blunt, please?
Yes.
Like, that's what I want. I want to walk down the street, and this is no offense. I love Nicole to death. I don't want to go in them. I have no desire to go in them. I want to walk down the street and look at fucking silhouettes of butt-ass naked chicks dancing in windows while I'm stoned as fuck, drinking my Allison frou-frou coffee.
I don't drink coffee, though.
But Alice, the only way I will go to Amsterdam is if Allison wears a fucking cheerleader's bow on the back of her hair. Oh, she got it. See, me and Nicole are going to go walking hand in hand, fucking looking at half naked, butt-naked silhouettes.
We could also go to Thailand and go to their red light district, and we can go to a ping pong show
where they shoot the ping pong balls out of their snatches.
Listen, I have it under good authority that I ain't going to none of them bitches, because I know someone very close to me who served in the military who went over there and said they are fucking weird and you'll never look at women the same.
I think that would be fun, though.
but I do want to go to a donkey show.
Dude, you think you would go to a donkey show?
Oh no, fuck! Did you get me to Mexico? And the first fucking place I'm going is to a donkey show.
Have you ever
I
been to
ain't checking
TJ?
into my home.
You're like,
Donkey
the people
show.
in the Thailand are weird, but you're talking about going to TJ to watch a donkey show, Bo.
Fuck
But the
yeah!
donkey show, is that when a donkey
Like,
fucks somebody
yeah.
or someone fucks the
Straight up
donkey?
donking, just donking it.
God damn, Bo. What the fuck? Nicole said
Sorry.
this show took a hard
We're
lift.
gonna hear back.
It says video games more than rest. This is Ty's fault.
Yeah. We did play way more video games than watch wrestling this week. That's
It is
cool.
not clear if Art is actively injured, and that's why he was written out with the Bronson Reed attack, but he'll obviously be out for a while.
The chat is blown away by Bo just like air fucking his desk.
So our
You're
we're gonna
welcome.
our bestie, our truth is gonna be off TV for a while.
Get
He's got
well
a rap
soon.
album to drop.
Yeah. In the past week, WWE has filed for trademarks on Pure Fusion Collective, and Wyatt 6. They should have probably already had those trademarks, but alas, they're a little delayed.
Wait, there was an opportunity I could have trademarked the Wyatt 6 and been that guy that the wrestling community hated and told WWE to cost them $5 million to get it from me.
I mean, to be fair, the paperwork was probably already in process. It just finally got approved.
That's how I'm going to make my millions one day. That's when everyone, I'm saying it right here on Botched Spots and Chair Shots. I will trademark something that will be used for something famous, and I will then sell it for 6 times the amount it's actually worth, just because I can be that. Like the dude in Washington, when the Redskins went to change their name, and he started trademarking all the things they could have called themselves.
So
The Hardy Boys trademark's available.
what you're talking about is called trademark pirating. And what you do is you stay online and you wait for companies' trademarks to expire. You put in the paperwork to buy the trademarks, and then once they go into like forbearance or whatever the technical term is for it, you can take over those trademark rights. And then people make a living by paying the $1,200 fee and then charging companies 2 and 3 and 4 times that to get their trademarks back. And right now, this isn't illegal. All it is just a playing game. If you can get in and get the paperwork filed first, you can do it. People do it. Search for it on TikTok. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. There's fucking like, it's weird, bro. Weird.
Go into an investor, go, hey man, I need you to invest $1 million in it. I will return it in a certain amount of time. And he goes, well, what's your idea? I'm going to buy as many trademarks as I can, so other people have to pay me billions to get them bitches back.
Like, it's
Heaven
all
forbid
about
Tesla ever comes up for trademark. I'm fucking you, Elon Musk.
you can write algorithms and shit for it so you can see the website when they expire and you know which ones are coming. Like, it's wild to me, man. Like, 1000%. Nicole, you're right. I should have spent 20 years learning computer code instead of cooking. I should have started learning code 20 years ago versus in my late 30s.
Cool.
Nicole, you want to go to Orlando Tuesday so we can watch 2 shows for free?
That would be dope. See if you can get tickets.
I got the email.
We're just gonna drive to Orlando.
Well, no. I'd have you take me to the airport and I'd fly to no.
Who is paying for that?
I know you work Tuesdays, but the good thing is NXT is not until 8 o'clock. So you get off.
Y'all would have to leave.
We'd have 45 minutes to spare by the time you got off and got there to actually get into the arena.
Mm-hmm.
I've done this math.
You paying for the tickets? The plane tickets?
I'm not paying for shit. I get free NXT tickets. I'm on the list. I'm on WWE's list, bitches.
Yeah, thanks for that, Bo. Just wait till you get there one day and they're just like, oh, we decided to give your ticket to a YouTube content creator and a guy dressed in Macho Man cosplay.
Oh, no. Yeah, I will then wait outside and beat the shit out of both of them.
I got day drunk. It's just 2 very different approaches to how we respond to that.
NXT parking lot is the most dangerous place. So trust me, I'm going to make it dangerous.
Make it dangerous.
After Penta's post about AEW being his present, Fightful Select updated their report on Lucha Bros, adding that the site's AEW source believed Penta pushed back on WWE rumors, so his brother Ray Phoenix will be able to leave AEW without contractual hurdles. They also noted that Penta was the one telling people close to him that he'd be in Orlando this week, although he didn't say he'd be at the WWE Performance Center. He's also allegedly been telling friends that his AEW deal already expired, but people in AEW tell Fightful it hasn't, and the company could still add injury time to both Lucha Bros contracts. Finally, Fightful update claims the Lucha Bros didn't want to do business in the appropriate ways that many exits from the company and other companies in general have done in the past. So AEW could technically add a year onto Penta's contract for the amount of time that he has been out.
I'm under the old adage. If someone's not happy working for me, I part ways with that person. So.
Disagree.
Phoenix, Penta, and Pac were originally planned to win the AEW Trios Championship at All In 2024 before the Lucha Bros were believed to be on their way out of the promotion.
Phoenix, from what I understand, and I saw this on Fightful, Phoenix has officially pulled out of all of his indie bookings. He will no longer be booked on indie shows going forward. So, and I pose that because you can work, we've seen it now. You can work indie shows working for AEW. You can work indie shows working for NXT. You ain't working indie shows on the main roster.
Yep. That's true.
And Penta on his what is that word where it's like the red herring tweet said, as of now, my present is AEW. I consider the key word in that tweet as present. Not my future is with AEW. His
My
present, the time we're in right now, is AEW.
Think about a world we live in, guys, where we'll get DIY versus the Lucha Brothers versus Motor City Machine Guns versus the Usos versus the New Day. Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, WWE is poised to have a tag team division that could only be rivaled with the Attitude Era, when it was like the Brothers of Destruction and the Two-Man Power Trip and the Hardy Boys and the Dudley Boys and Edge and Christian. Like, you see what I mean? Like, WWE is about to have that level of tag team division again once all these people sign.
But how censored are they going to make? How do we feel and how do we think that, because we've seen it where WWE kind of gets these guys. We've seen what they can do in AAA. We've seen what the Lucha Brothers can do in Impact. We know the amounts they'll go to. Is WWE going to numb that down and going, hey man, I really don't want you walking across the top rope and flipping off it, because first off, Undertaker's the only guy that can walk across the top rope here. So I don't want them to numb them down or dole them down or whatever.
Yeah, how watered down will the Lucha Brothers be?
They're watered down.
Yeah, no, I see exactly what you're talking about, and I worry about the same thing for the Motor City Machine Guns, because are they going to allow the Motor City Machine Guns to do their shit, or are the Usos, who took a lot of their stuff, going to keep it like they didn't take it? You see what I mean? Like, the package pile driver. No, I do not think he'll be able to do that. I would also bet that we would see Penta and Ray on Monday Night Raw for the sole factor. Penta likes to get color.
Yeah. On his
Go ahead,
I see him on SmackDown just due to the fact that someone's going to go back and go, oh, it's going to be funny. Put him with the fucking LWO.
You don't have to put things together just because they're alike.
Exactly.
On his impulsive podcast, Logan Paul told Dominic Mysterio that he's not banned from entering Japan and would return to the country if invited by WWE.
That's not their decision. That's the government of Japan's decision.
He says he's not banned.
I was pretty sure after that footage came out, he was extradited. They kicked him out of that country.
He was for a long time. They told him not to come back. I think the biggest takeaway is, as you saw in the Dominic Mysterio interview, how even still in 2024, how fucking awkward Logan got about it. And the look on his face when Dom was like, hey, Logan, you ever been to Japan? Like, he knew what he said when he said it. Like, he wasn't being stupid. Dom is that key demo, as they say. Like 2017 Dom, thinking about where Dom was 7 years ago. Like, for real, though. Yeah, and bringing up the hat, AJ, for sure.
The hat.
What's up, Shadow? Big love to the
Shadow.
family, bro. Send our love to the nephew for having a good day playing ball, as always. Joker Pinta was sick as fuck, bro. Like, that is definitely somebody I would like to see show up. And the hat part, yeah, bringing up the hat. I Show Speed recently did a thing in Japan where they found the hat at one of the street markets. He wore this like green, like, you remember the monsters from the Toy Story like vending machine?
It's the car.
Like, that's what the hat looked like. And it was like the eyes on top of his head. And he bought it at a street market in Japan because they love that shit over there.
Mm-hmm.
And he wore it into the forest. And for a long time, like that hat, which was super popular in Japan, it was Mike Wazowski. I'm sorry, it wasn't the Toy Story people. But it was like, even the hat got blacklisted for a little while. Like, people, it was bad. And then I Show Speed picked one up and was like, I need to buy this and wear it for a stream. And dude was like, don't. You can't do that.
Well, I know how I'm getting canceled.
PW Insider Elite reports that Zelina Vega's absence from Raw isn't due to injury. It's unclear why Vega hasn't been used, but insiders Mike Johnson speculates it could be to sell the beatdown she received last month from the new Pure Fusion Collective stable. She also put out a TikTok the other day talking about, like, I think it was actually yesterday, how much she misses Japan and wants to go back.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What's up, Bo?
I have a TikTok thing now, but I don't want to say it because I don't want it to be on your news and rumors.
It's probably not.
Okay.
But
Is what's the little short other girl that's not Ricochet's ex on the Ninja Disco Sex Party?
Kaden?
Yeah.
Hated. Is she dating fucking Damien?
I said.
They do. They've been on fucking TikTok like a motherfucker.
I think they live together.
They
Will
living
says
together.
Will says they're just really good friends.
Oh yeah, I bet you he
Because
is, Will.
I thought she was dating her tag team partner.
I don't know if they
No.
are or not. I don't ask questions like that.
The other one's not. I don't think the other one is.
I
swings that way.
thought they swing both ways.
I think she does. I think she's ambidextrous. I don't think her tag team partner is. Yes, Will. Big word for the Ginger Ninja bitch. Thank you, the movie 61, Yogi Berra. If you ever watched the movie 61, there's a scene where Roger Mayer switches over and Mickey Mantle switches thing, and Roger Mayer goes, what's he doing? And Mickey Mantle's character goes, he's ambidextrous. He hits from both sides. I was like, I can use that one in life and not get in trouble.
Ambidextrous. She can hit it from both sides.
Dating somebody in NXT.
That's what AJ
Anna's
says.
Ricochet's ex.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm telling you, the other one's dating Damien. I'm not mad about it. Their TikToks are great.
Aiden Carter.
Does anybody know
thought Damien also, but Damien's freaky, yo. Like him and Rhea and Riddle got outed for like getting freaky on the road together. Like the three of them. Like before they all got in their respective relationships.
You know who else is freaky?
Who?
And I don't think enough people talk about it nowadays.
Who?
Is my boy Xavier Woods. Ah, freaky man.
Dude, yeah.
I've seen the evidence.
That triple threat match with Saraya and that other dude was wild, bro.
That was the Raw general manager.
She's the only one that got in trouble.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Well, the other guy doesn't work there anymore.
But
Yeah.
just saying, she was the only one to get fired.
I still believe she leaked it to get fired.
I could have been Brad Maddox. I couldn't remember his name.
Anywho, Julia will depart Japan for WWE after her match at Marigold's show next Monday, says PW Insider. The site doesn't have any information about when she'll start with NXT, as that will depend on her work visa, which is also the case for Stephanie Valkyr. Did I say that right? Did I say her name right?
Stephanie Vakir? Yeah.
Cool.
I sent Saraya a screenshot photo of that scene. She didn't sign it or return it.
That's not Nice Shadow.
I couldn't imagine why, my guy.
Rev Pros, Michael Oku and Amira are close to signing with AEW per Corey Brennan of Fightful. That's further fueled talk that the pair could be featured at All In.
I like Michael Oku. He's the guy that MJF just had that big match with for the international title. The American title. Sorry, Bo.
Thank you.
Gotcha.
That's cool. Great Muda said he wants WWE to send Omos to Noah.
That's a fucking genius idea. Let's send someone who can't wrestle over there.
Well, they sent Andre in the 80s, and he got over like a fucking champ.
Because he was 7 foot and everything.
So is Omos.
Yeah, but Omos sucks.
I mean, Omos doesn't suck. Omos doesn't get a chance to work like a big man. There's a difference.
Yeah,
I think going to Japan and being booked like a big man to do his big man shit would be awesome.
I think he'd get over in Japan because of his size, because that's what got Andre over. That's what got Vader over, Bruiser Brody over.
There's nobody like that right now. Send a 7-foot Nigerian giant over there and let him be the new Andre for a minute. You know what I mean? And then bring that lore back here.
Yeah.
I think it's a great idea. Hey, Bo, you got the button for me?
It's not working. Why is it not working?
Uh-oh. Almost only used in battle royals. Pretty much right now.
They use it for a lot of charity stuff.
Yeah. He collects high-end colognes. Is your Steam Deck fucked up, Bo?
No. Oh, this sucks.
What's
I'll
wrong?
I'll explain it off air.
Tommy loves the D.
Tommy loves the D.
I'll say it here. It lapsed.
Oh, that's okay. No, fair.
So I got to find it. I have all the sounds saved. I just got to figure out how to route them without using this system anymore.
No, you're good.
Swerve Strickland versus Hangman Page is currently planned for AEW All Out.
Why'd you say it like that?
Yeah, that was
All out.
Not
you said that with your whole ass.
All in.
All out.
Don't care. I mean, I love Swerve, but like we already did this last year at All In.
I hope you're having an amazing day, Timmy. That's the D. Nobody has $60 to spend on All Out. We're going to split the $100 5 ways and only pay $20 a person.
Still terrible.
I'm rambling on about nothing to do with the subject. It's fine, man. Gloat. You guys killed it today.
The word backstage at Nobody Watches Collision last week was that Tay Mello will be returning to AEW soon. Whoop-de-doo.
Thank you, Tommy, for the gifted sub to Joe. I watched Collision last night. the FTR acclaimed match that turned into a
Only
shit show?
because you like FTR.
I do like FTR a lot. Swerve Hangman was Full Gear. That was the death match.
But
And
they
it was
also didn't they also do a match at All In
Swerve.
with the Staples?
No, that was at Full Gear. That was the death match. Swerve.
They all run together.
Mike said that Swerve was in a casket match last year at All In.
Oh. With Darby?
With Darby, probably, I'd assume. I have to go. Y'all love you. Thank you, Timmy, for stopping by. We love you. With Sting and Darby, yeah.
On Her Eyes Up Here with Francine podcast, former ECW star Francine, that somebody who has a little bit of clout approached her, said that somebody who has a little bit of clout approached her 2 months ago to see if she was interested in a union for wrestlers that they're trying to organize.
Was it Jesse the Body? Because he tried this in 1986.
It doesn't say. She only said somebody who has a little bit of clout.
Jesse the Body tried to do it after WrestleMania 1 going into WrestleMania 2, and Hogan put the kibosh on it by outing it to Vince, and Vince pretty much started releasing guys who were backing the union. That's why WrestleMania 2 kind of became a fiasco. But yeah, no, they need a union. 100%. I think wrestlers need a union. Protected wages to make sure they get handled right. And that would be on every level, starting at the independent level all the way up. You know what I mean? Like, I 1000% think there need to be a union for these guys and gals, thems and theys.
Earlier this week, WWE filed for trademark Fatal Influence.
They are just making this shit up.
That's a fucking movie. No, that's not a movie.
That's Fatal Attraction.
Fatal Attraction was the movie where she was like,
Do you think Damien and Rhea are going to be Fatal Influence?
Is that the one where isn't Fatal Attraction the one where she like had sex
Yeah.
with her stepbrother?
uh,
That's a movie. I swear it is because American Teen Movies parodied it.
who the heck is I don't know. That's gonna be for the SmackDown Witch Bitches.
I don't know. I think
you
it
should
could
all
be for
in the Covenant.
I think it could be for Damien and Rhea.
Maybe.
Anywho,
Yeah.
during an interview yesterday on the Dan
Lebitard. I'm reading it. I've got the list up now.
AEW president Tony Khan said he believes that WWE is still engaging in contract tampering with AEW wrestlers. Can we circle back? What a terrible fucking name.
What?
Terrible name. Hey, y'all talk about the name. Real quick. I gotta step off real quick.
You good, Bubba? Dan Lebitard.
Lebitard.
Yeah.
That's awful.
He used to be on ESPN. He had a fantastic show.
I mean, it doesn't just take anything away from him as a
journalist, yeah.
Yeah, but like
Lebitard. No, I think what you're hearing, Scows, is an accent. Lebitard.
Lebitard?
Yeah. You'd like
Either
that,
way,
sure
it's terrible.
I think his show and Around the Horn, and what was the other one? It was the Dan show, Around the Horn, and wasn't that show called Sorry for the Interruption?
Sorry.
Pardon the Interruption. There you go. PTI.
According to Fightful, Cole was backstage at Dynamite this week, and word is that he will soon resume training for his in-ring return to AEW.
I want him to be happy and healthy. That's all we need from Adam Cole.
Yes.
I'm curious if him and Bitch Baker broke up.
Everything points to they did.
Most people in the AEW locker room get along and like Tony Khan, but there is a concern about attendance and popularity that wasn't there in the past.
Because no one cares.
Like what you like, don't like what you like. The amount of people that like it, or like, that shouldn't fucking matter to you. If you like it, watch it. If you don't like it, don't watch it.
That's what I've always said is like, I watch a lot of wrestling and I don't watch the shit that I don't like. Like if something comes on AEW I don't like, I change the channel or get on my phone or do something else because that's what humans do.
I mean, I'm sure it is frustrating for the talent because, like, going out to, like, not a bunch of people in the crowd, like, that don't care, like, I'm sure that's frustrating. But, like, homie, you're still getting paid.
Here's the thing though. All right. You and I have been to SummerSlam, so almost 50,000 people, right? The Rumble, 47,000 people. We have also been to independent shows where the majority of the people in the crowd were us and talent. Like we're talking like we could probably count the house on our fingers and our toes kind of thing. I think that AEW needs to understand who they are in the wrestling world and focus on being really good at who they are. Don't worry about booking 100,000 seat arenas if you don't think you can sell it out. If you can sell out 30,000 seat arenas, then sell out 30,000 seat arenas. You know what I mean? Don't book a 25,000 seat Bridgestone, but only sell 8,000 tickets for it because that looks silly. Sell out municipal that can seat, 6,500 people or whatever it is. Like, plan accordingly and book the venues that make sense for the amount of people, for the amount of butts you're going to put in seats.
I mean, hell, even at fucking SummerSlam, the sections next to us, those people got moved because they hadn't sold enough floor seats and they needed to fucking fill floor seats.
That's my point. Every wrestling company has this. WWE at the second largest show of the year had seat fillers. They moved people from our section and the section beside us down to the floor to make sure there were butts in those seats. WWE does it. AEW does it. MLW does it. Impact, NWA, they all do it.
I was at a show, me and Nicole were at a show that were actively doing it through radio, like radio advertisements, and like I think they got one hit on a news channel during the news that were offering free tickets to seat fillers. Fan or not, they just wanted people in the seats.
Yeah. Every company does it. There's nothing wrong with it. And I think that fans need to remember that at the end of the day, it's not their money. It doesn't matter if Tony Khan and Shad Khan are losing their ass. It doesn't matter if Nick Khan and Paul Levesque aren't. If Billy Corgan paid for 3 letters and never makes a dime from the NWA, it's none of our business. Unless you're a shareholder of World Wrestling Entertainment and TKO, and I'm talking about more than 1 or 2.
Okay, I was about to buy a share just so I could talk shit.
You know what I mean? Like just for the peanut gallery, because I know somebody's going to go, I have a share of TKO.
I have 0.001% stake. Bitch, you're making a penny. Shut up.
I have 0.6 of a share.
Yeah, see, there you go. It's Gallus knows he's a banker.
But yeah, that's my point, is that all wrestling companies have hills and valleys, and like that's the part of it being a wrestling business.
During an appearance at the High Spots virtual gimmick table, Jim Ross said he thinks he will be on commentary for the Swerve Strickland versus Bryan Danielson main event match at Wembley Stadium at AEW All In.
It's Jim Ross. Let him do whatever the fuck he wants to.
And then my last thing, and this baffles me in a way that, like, I just don't even understand. PW Insider noted that Damage Control are now listed as baby faces.
Weird, but okay.
Like, what?
Bo, do you know when they became baby faces?
Damage Control's baby faces? When the fuck did that happen? Like, are we watching the same product?
I don't know.
Scales, I need you to Scales or Katie, if Katie's still here. Katie's not still here. Scales, figure this out. When did that happen?
Fusion Collective is the heel.
So there can be only one heel female faction?
When there's only like 2 or 3, yeah. They've been feuding with the stud line. That's true. I guess Damage Control would be the baby faces against the stud line. You can't have heel versus heel anymore.
But like,
I think if you're a TV show, I think you could just make people fight for no reasons. They don't have to be heels and faces anymore.
Fair.
They can just be mad at each other because they work at the same place and disagree. The only difference is in our jobs, we bitch to HR about it, and theirs, they get to go into a ring and fight.
Yeah, Elliot Stabler and Olivia Benson were always baby faces until they were both heels for a little bit, and it was fine for me, and I love Law and Order.
Damage Control is the Kabuki Warriors and
Dakota Kai.
Dakota Always Hurt.
Yeah. I'd like to drag a coworker or 2 into the ring. Most definitely.
She's just she instead of dragging her to her this coworker to the ring, I have under good authority and this is just my opinion, that she will shun the coworker and make her sit on the other side of the building.
Mm-hmm.
I've also done that.
So, I'm done with news and rumors, but we're gonna play a little impromptu game.
Uh-oh.
We've got some extra time. We were gonna do this last week, but like we ran out of time. So we're gonna talk about
You're not an outsider anymore.
Your favorite returns, or the most surprise returns, like the 10 best. I want y'all to name your 10 best returns of all time. And as we all remember, I have been training my chat GPT to learn about wrestling. So I want y'all's lists, or like at least give me a couple, and then I'm going to read you chat GPT's list and see if y'all agree with it.
Let's do it the opposite like we did last time. You read 10 through like 5, and then me and Bo will give you our picks, and then you read chat GPT's top 5 and see how close me and Bo
So number 10. Wait, didn't y'all went first last time?
No, we did like last time me and Bo only had 3 apiece. We did 10 through 4, then me and Bo
So number 10, Steve Austin at Backlash 2000.
That was a good return. I remember that.
Why it's memorable. Stone Cold Steve Austin made a surprise return at Backlash 2000 to help The Rock defeat Triple H for the WWE Championship. This return was significant because it marked Austin's comeback from neck injury and set the stage for his future rival.
Yeah, that was the big one that started to push to the win at the Rumble in 01. That like pushed to the Rock Austin 2 at WrestleMania 17 that year. Like that was a big one. That was one of those good year-long runs. Cena returned at the Rumble back at 6 months. We'll see if that one's on the list there, Joe.
Number 9, it's CM Punk's AEW debut in 2021. Why it's memorable. CM Punk returned to professional wrestling after 7-year absence. AEW Rampage, the first dance in 2021. That's hard to say for some reason today. His return in Chicago was met with an overwhelming reaction from the crowd, marking a new chapter in his career and in AEW's history.
I'm going to go ahead and go off first here and see if Bo agrees with me. I think CM Punk's return. Anarchy finally went to sleep.
No, he said so. He listened to his Uncle Jax. He does. He loves me more.
CM Punk's return to me at Collision was spoiled so much that I stood up and recorded it on my phone to post online because I knew it was happening first. You know what I mean? Like it wasn't even like that I was, maybe he shows up. It was to the point where it was like, not only this, but I'm expecting him to come through the curtain very first thing, and he did.
Yeah.
It was super predictable.
Number 8. The Undertaker as the Dead Man at WrestleMania 20 in 2004.
That was
Why?
done wrong.
After several years as the American Badass character, I can't talk today. The Undertaker returned to his dead man persona at WrestleMania 20, facing off against his brother Kane. The return of this iconic character was met with a huge applause from the audience.
That's good. I like that one. I was Undertaker gets a pass from me. He can do whatever Mark Calloway wants, in my opinion.
Number 7, Triple H at Madison Square Garden in 2002. Triple H made a triumphant return from career-threatening quadriceps injury in January 2002 at Madison Square Garden. The reaction from the crowd was thunderous, and Triple H quickly reestablished himself as one of WWE's top stars.
Bo, you got anything for that one?
I liked it. It was loud as shit. That's when he came out with the jean jacket and stuff, right?
It was.
Scal says he was there for that. Scals is also there for the WrestleMania 1.
He was. He put the ring up for Mania 1.
Yes.
Number 6, Hogan returns to WWE in 2002. Hogan returned to WWE in 2002 as part of the NWO. After nearly a decade away, his return led to a dream match against The Rock at Mania 18, which was one of the most iconic matches in wrestling history.
Fuck Terry? I mean, fuck Terry?
Now y'all go.
Okay. Bo, you got a couple?
Best returns of all time. My number 10 would be a returning phenomenal AJ Styles. When he came back, when he was technically already there, but when he re-debuted, phenomenal after being the lone wolf biker thingy.
You mean Karen?
Yeah. Like,
Yeah.
That was really cool. My number 8 would have to be the return of Undertaker after his buried alive.
That was a good return.
I still think the Undertaker's debut should have been him coming out of an egg, but I love the gobbledygooker. Kurt Angle's triumphant return to WWE. Two more. I'm trying to think. Like, I lose track of debuts because I'm like, oh, they haven't.
You don't have to give me 5. Like,
You want me to give you a couple now?
Yeah.
Matt and Jeff coming back a few years ago. I think it was in San Francisco. When the New Day came out in their gear and they were like, this triple threat match is now a fatal 4-way, but who's
Orlando.
the extra team? Was that Orlando?
Yeah.
Yeah, the Mania Return Scouts. It was Orlando, not San Fran. And they were like, who could it be? And then the Hardy Boys entrance music hits, and Matt and Jeff come out and win the belts. That was super dope. I don't know if this counts, and it may not be on the list, but Stone Cold had been MIA ultimately for a little bit of 1999, and he had a return in January on a taped issue of Raw, January 4th, 1999, when Mankind won his championship. He came out to help take out Corporate Rock, so I don't know if that necessarily counts as a debut or like how that would count in there, but that one's really good. Randy Orton. His return at Survivor Series last year was nuts. I think it got overshadowed a little bit by Phil's return, but that was huge. And then 100% John Cena coming back at Money in the Bank 2022 for the Summer of Cena against Roman Reigns. Mr. Perfect at the Rumble, Tim, a great one. All right, Al, you want to give us your top?
Brock Lesnar returns in 2012. Brock Lesnar made a shocking return to WWE in 2012 after an 8-year absence, during which he pursued a career in MMA. Lesnar immediately made an impact by attacking John Cena and setting up a major feud and establishing himself as a dominant force.
That's a good pick.
Shawn Michaels at SummerSlam 2002. After a 4-year hiatus due to a severe back injury, Shawn Michaels returned at SummerSlam 2002 to face Triple H in an unsanctioned street fight. His return marked the beginning of an incredible second run in WWE, solidifying his legacy as the showstopper.
He had 2 Hall of Fame careers, in my opinion. The first one, and then when he came back, he had a Hall of Fame worthy career in his second run.
The Rock returns to host Mania 27 in 2011. After several years away from WWE, The Rock returned in 2011 to host WrestleMania 27, reigniting his feud with John Cena and setting up their epic encounters at Mania 28 and 29.
That's good. That's all right. I'm not a big Rocky guy.
Yeah, not gonna jump on that bandwagon.
Edge at the 2020 Royal Rumble.
Oh, yeah.
After being forced to retire in 2011 due to a serious neck injury, Edge made an emotional and shocking return at the 2020 Royal Rumble. His return brought the audience to tears and was one of the most heartwarming moments in wrestling history.
No, that was a great fucking pop, dude.
Yeah.
When that music hit, yeah. Fuck
Also-
Dwayne since him.
I think he spoiled it also a little bit because he posted on Twitter the picture of his gear.
The white gear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's excited.
On this day.
Number 1, according to ChatGPT, John Cena at the 2008 Royal Rumble. John Cena made a shocking return at the 2008 Royal Rumble as the 30th entrant after being sidelined with a torn pectoral muscle. His return was unexpected as he came back much earlier than anticipated, electrifying the Madison Square Garden crowd.
I think Joe brings up a good point that me and Bo both had the opportunity to bring up Cody's return a couple years ago and didn't. Roman's return when he came back and said he beat cancer, that will always be big for me. AJ, good call. Scouse agrees. It was amazing.
I think he was talking about Cena.
Whatever. Roman beating cancer, also amazing. All right. That was a good list. All of them were amazing. All of them.
So what do you think of ChatGPT's list?
That's a good list. It's getting better.
I'm going to shock everybody. Cody's return at WrestleMania was amazing. I jumped. I popped like crazy. I ran into the kitchen with my laptop so my mom could experience with me when the lights went out kind of thing. But I want to say, in my book, one of the most shocking returns was fucking Punk.
At Survivor Series last year.
Never thought Punk would. Yeah, my top 2 right now of coolest returns and debuts is Punk in Chicago and AEW doing 2 of the best debuts in one night with bringing out Adam Cole
and Bryan Danielson, dude.
And then
I forgot about that.
He was dead because they played off the BTE stuff. And then out of nowhere, fucking Danielson walks out. You're just like, what the shithole?
I like how CM Punk kind of teased Danielson a little bit because people were like, yes. And he was like, you got to wait a couple weeks for that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about Brody Lee and Matt Hardy debut in AEW during the pandemic? That was a great one.
I think Brody Lee's pandemic debut was lackluster. They could have done so much better with that. I know it happened in the pandemic. I know it was the circumstances, but he deserves so much better.
I remember that first Stadium Stampede match, dude. Like, Jesus Christ. I remember being like, what in the world? That was wild. But he was supposed to debut in his hometown, was planned, but they couldn't do it. Yeah. When NXT hits the road, I'm going to do my due diligence with WWE and figure out how to get my tickets. But they owe me a show in Nashville that they had to cancel because of the pandemic that I still have for when they come back.
They ain't never coming back.
I don't know if they will or not. Husky walked off stream.
Yeah.
I remember that. Husky did walk off.
Husky straight up shut his shit off and left.
That's funny. All right, guys. That's it. Al, plug yourself.
You can find me on TikTok, Instagram, and the tweeters. Only narcs call it X, at justagirl918. It is officially 1 month until my birthday. Just so you know.
She wears a size Xbox Series X and 55-inch televisions.
I also wear a women's world championship belt as well.
That would be cool. The world heavyweight title like Rhea's.
It's not heavyweight.
Or the women's world title like Rhea's. Yes, sorry.
No, Livs is the heavyweight.
The world title.
Nia Jax is just the WWE.
Yeah.
Right. I don't want that one. I want Rhea's title. Fuck Liv.
That's Liv's belt, man.
It's Rhea's belt.
Well, I mean,
Fuck Liv.
Both.
yes.
Actually, if we want to be real, it's Charlotte's belt, but alas.
We're a couple months away from my birthday. I want cereal, but you can catch me here every Sunday. Botched Spots, Chair Shots. Soon to be, sorry for the interruption, coming back to you on Mondays. Or no, Sunday nights also. NXT on tap on Tuesdays on Off the Top Media, and Boyfriend Time 1 on Twitch, where I'm just doing some gaming streams. And we did 4 hours the other day. It was great.
It was great. Well, guys, remember to follow us anywhere you do anything on the internet. You can look at Facebook, Instagram, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Google. You have all the options. There are a couple links in the bios wherever you're watching. One is a Discord link that gives you a direct link to all the hosts, producers, and content creators for Rivet City Radio, Off the Top Media, and Botched Spots and Chair Shots. There's another link there for your merch. That is the merch for the shirts and the hats and the boxers with Bo's face on them and the fanny packs and all the bullshit things. You can get all of that there at my Spreadshirt. The most important things to remember, though, is your Amazon Prime subscription. Log on, link your Amazon Prime subscription with Twitch. Give it to us. Give it to Off the Top. Give it to Shield Leader, Creation World. Give it to anybody as long as Jeff Bezos doesn't get it. He has too much money. That's it. See you on Fortnite. Joe will be on shortly. I will not be. I have to do Getting Off tonight with the Warden Matt Ritter and the Shaman of She Elite Katie Kinsey Bebe. But the rest of the crew will be playing some Fortnite. But that's it. Y'all got anything for the class, guys?
No, sir.
I appreciate y'all hanging out with us tonight. Sucks for you, nerd.
Nerd.
You have an hour.
Yeah, but I'm going to need to eat second dinner and go to the bathroom and then smoke again. And then smoke again. I might be able to run a game or two. We'll see. But
I don't have the buttons.
now, as we close another episode of Botched Spots and Chair Shots, one minute. Thank you for listening. Remind you to go wherever you do anything on the internet. Like, follow, subscribe, and subscribe, then subscribe again. Leave a comment. Tell me how great I am or how terrible I sound. Either way, it helps the algorithm and it helps find new listeners. If you're feeling really generous to be one of the VIP people, head over to patreon.com and donate to the Rivet City Radio Podcast Network. You get some fantastic swag. We get some fantastic guests. It's a win-win for everybody's favorite Ginger Ninja Jatchflo. For the Boss Bitch Al, I am the Will Gray. Thanks for stopping by and listening, my people. Fuck that one up.
You tried.